Your 20s felt chaotic. Your 40s look stable, at least from the outside. But your 30s? They feel strange. Earning more than ever, more capable than ever. And somehow, money feels more complicated, not less. It's a peculiar place to be, not broke, not thriving, just suspended in between. The raises came, the promotions happened, the career progressed. Yet financial clarity didn't follow. Instead, there's this odd tension, making good money, but never feeling quite ahead. Watching the bank account grow while anxiety about it somehow grows too. It's not about discipline or knowledge. It's about being caught in a phase where everything should feel easier, but nothing quite does. One, income rises, but so do expectations. For many people, your 30s bring real income growth, no longer entry level. Skills have been built, respect has been earned. The work speaks for itself now. But here's what quietly shifts. The lifestyle baseline rises too. Better housing, better travel, better food, better standards. What once felt like luxuries become necessities. The apartment that seemed perfect at 25 feels cramped at 32. The vacation budget that felt generous now feels modest. The jump from surviving to comfortable doesn't feel as dramatic as imagined, because the goalposts moved along with the income. It's not about being ungrateful or materialistic, it's about how quickly adaptation happens. The raise that should have created breathing room gets absorbed into a new normal within months. The promotion that promised financial relief somehow just resets the baseline. The income grew, the capability grew, but the sense of arrival, that stayed just out of reach, always one level higher than wherever the present moment landed. 2 big decisions start crowding the room. In your 30s, money stops being abstract. It becomes structural. Do you buy a home? Do you change careers? Do you start a family? Do you move cities? Do you go back to school? Do you help aging parents? Every decision suddenly carries a 5-figure or 6-figure consequence, and they all seem to arrive at once. In your 20s, mistakes were recoverable. A bad job, quit and try another. A lease you regret, move in a year. The timeline felt forgiving. In your 30s, decisions feel heavier. Not because there's fragility, but because the stakes are clearer. The wrong mortgage means decades of constraint. The wrong career move means lost momentum that's harder to rebuild. The delayed family decision might close a window entirely. And here's the tension. These decisions demand confidence, but your 30s often don't provide it. There's more information than ever, more options than ever, and somehow less clarity than ever. The pressure isn't just to choose, it's to choose correctly, permanently, wisely, all while the clock keeps moving. 3, you're simultaneously early and late. This decade creates a strange psychological tension, still young enough to pivot, but old enough to feel behind. Some friends are building businesses, some are deep into family life, some are traveling the world, some are already investing heavily, some are still figuring out what they even want. There's no single timeline anymore, and that freedom, while powerful, can feel destabilizing. In previous generations, your 30s had a script. Marriage by this age, house by that age, kids by this milestone, career stability by that one. The path was narrow, but at least it was clear. Now, the options are endless, which sounds liberating until it becomes paralyzing. Every choice feels like it's closing other doors. Buying a house means less flexibility to relocate. Staying mobile means delaying equity. Focusing on career means postponing family. Prioritizing family means potentially stalling professionally. And everywhere, there's comparison. Not to a standard, but to dozens of different paths, all seemingly working for someone else. The question isn't, am I on track? It's which track should I even be on? 4, wealth starts looking different than you expected. In your 20s, wealth looks flashy. In your 30s, the picture changes. What wealth really is becomes clearer. It's not loud. It's not always visible. It's low debt, stable income, controlled spending, quiet investments, time flexibility, health insurance that actually works, an emergency fund that doesn't get touched. It's the ability to say no, to walk away from bad situations, to take a month off without panic, to help family without resentment. The realization hits slowly. Wealth isn't a lifestyle upgrade. It's a stability upgrade. And stability feels less exciting than imagined. There's no Instagram post for paid-off credit cards. No celebration for maxed-out retirement contributions. No applause for didn't buy the thing I wanted but didn't need. Your 30s reveal that real wealth is boring. It's spreadsheets and automatic transfers. It's saying no to brunch to say yes to compound interest. It's driving the paid-off car another year. And somehow, that quiet accumulation matters more than any single flashy purchase ever did. but it doesn't feel like winning. It just feels like waiting. 5. The pressure to lock in appears. Your 30s often bring an invisible pressure to solidify everything: career path, location, relationships, financial strategy, identity itself. Phrases start appearing everywhere: long term, retirement planning, settling down, building equity, thinking ahead. The open ended experimentation of the 20s narrows. Options don't disappear, but they feel more expensive. Want to switch careers? Possible. But now there's a salary to replace, benefits to match, seniority to rebuild. Want to move cities? Sure. But what about the network that took years to build? The relationships that anchor daily life? That narrowing creates tension. Not because your 30s demand conformity, but because every choice now has compound effects. The decisions made today shape the landscape of your 40s and beyond. There's a quiet mourning that happens, for the paths not taken, for the versions of life that won't be lived, for the flexibility that used to feel infinite. And yet there's also relief in choosing, in committing, in letting some doors close so others can fully open. The pressure to lock in isn't just constraint, it's also clarity. Eventually. 6. You start calculating time differently. In your 30s, time feels more real. Retirement isn't theoretical anymore. Compounding becomes urgent. Health becomes noticeable. The math starts appearing everywhere. If I start investing now, by 50, I'll have. If I don't address this habit, in 10 years, it'll be. If I wait another 5 years to buy, the prices will be. Thinking shifts from months to decades. How will this decision look in 10 years? Becomes the filter for everything. That shift changes how money feels. It becomes less about spending freely and more about designing intentionally. The $200 dinner isn't just $200. It's $200 that could have been thousands in 20 years. The subscription isn't just $15 a month. It's $180 a year that compounds into something larger. This isn't about deprivation. It's about awareness. Your 30s make visible what was always true. Every financial choice is also a time choice. Money spent now is time traded later. Money saved now is freedom purchased ahead. The urgency isn't panic, it's clarity. The window is still open, but it won't stay open forever. 7. You realize freedom isn't automatic. The promise was simple. Work hard in your 20s, and your 30s would feel secure. But security doesn't automatically arrive. It has to be structured. Savings buffers, investment discipline, career leverage, spending boundaries, intentional choices repeated over time. Without those systems, higher income just creates higher expenses. The raise gets absorbed, the bonus disappears. The promotion funds a nicer apartment, a better car, more frequent travel, and the financial position stays exactly the same. It's possible to earn twice as much and feel no more free, because freedom isn't about income level. It's about the gap between what's earned and what's spent. And that gap doesn't widen by accident. This realization can feel sobering. All that effort, all that growth, and still no arrival, still more work to do. But it's also clarifying. Your 30s reveal that financial freedom is a design problem, not a salary problem. It's built through systems, not windfalls, through habits, not luck. The good news? There's still time. Your 30s are exactly when those systems start to matter most. And when they're built right, they compound faster than anything else. 8. The identity shift is financial too. Your 30s are less about proving yourself and more about positioning yourself. The questions change. What kind of life am I building? What does enough mean for me? What am I optimizing for? What do I actually want, not what I'm supposed to want? Money becomes less about status and more about optionality. The ability to say no, to pivot, to slow down, or to double down. In your 20s, financial decisions were often about signaling. The right neighborhood, the right brands, the right experiences to share, keeping up, fitting in, appearing successful. In your 30s, that external validation starts to feel hollow. The expensive dinner impresses no one who matters. The luxury purchase creates a moment of satisfaction, then fades. The curated life looks good but feels empty. What starts to matter more? Flexibility, autonomy, the ability to make choices based on values, not obligations, to take the lower-paying job that offers better balance, to invest in experiences that matter, not ones that photograph well. The shift is subtle but profound. Money stops being about proving worth and starts being about protecting it. Your 30s feel financially strange because they occupy an in-between space, no longer experimenting, and not yet fully established, still building, but with higher stakes, still learning, but with less room for error. This is the construction phase. It's quieter than your 20s, less certain than your 40s will be, less dramatic than either decade surrounding it. But it's the decade where structure forms, where the foundation gets poured, where the systems that will carry the next 30 years get built, or don't. The choices made here compound far beyond this decade. The investment habits started now, the career positioning established now, the spending patterns normalized now, the relationships prioritized now. They all echo forward. Your 30s don't feel like arrival because they're not meant to. They're meant to feel like work, like intention, like building something that doesn't show its full value yet. The strangeness isn't a problem. It's a signal, a sign that the transition is happening, that the foundation is being laid, that the future is being constructed, one quiet decision at a time. And that construction, it matters more than almost anything else.